All right, I'm here with Jordan Gilman from 590 Design. Hey, Jordan.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's getting better outside, so I can't complain.
Yeah. All right, so I was going to ask you, how did you get started in graphic design?
Um, to be honest, I don't know an exact date. I know about sixth grade, so I mean that's about 7 or 8 years ago that I made a fan site for my brother's band, which I mean that was nothing special. That was definitely my first start, and it was just getting that was more like the web development side, I guess. Um, I mean, for with 590, I first started actually 4 months ago to this date, April 13th, which I mean, it honestly started. I got into a bike accident. I lost my job, and I had to move back home with my parents, and I had a 300 or 400 some dollar possession ticket to pay, which
Oh,
that's actually the reason that I started 590 Design. Um, I mean, and it's kind of just taken off ever since.
all right, all right. What services do you offer?
I mean, pretty much anything. I mean, I've been asked to do things that I've never thought of, like anything for bands, whether it's websites, MySpace layouts, logos, album art, T-shirts, even just basic scrim designs and other stage banners. I mean, I can do, pretty much anything, flyers, uh,
Just about
pretty
everything
much,
then.
yeah, just about everything.
All right, all right. What would you say is your design style? Like, do you do just graphic design or graphic illustration or?
Um, I'd say I'm more geared towards like the whole digital graphic design. Lately, I mean, I've been picking up on, drawing some stuff out, doing stuff by hand. Um, I mean, I would say I'm more towards like the graphic design type.
Okay, all right, all right. Who would you say that your target market is? Like, do you
Uh,
target mainly bands or?
I mean, yeah, I guess that would be my more general market there. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever, if any, like a business. I mean, I'm doing stuff for a church pretty soon. Um, I mean, I'm doing stuff for clothing companies, but I would say that my main target market would be bands. Like,
Mm,
I mean, and there's no specific genres at all.
yeah.
I mean, I've done anything from like pop rock bands to, the hardest bands. So, you
All right, all right. Speaking of who your target market is, who have you designed for in the past?
I mean, anywhere I did when within New Hope had their whole house fire situation, I did a shirt for them that, I mean, they didn't even end up using, but
Was that the toughest Tusk
uh,
shirts?
no, that was Hope and Faith. I did
Oh
the shark one. I don't know if you saw that.
no, I did, I did.
Um, I mean, I've actually kind of gone global with my work. I'm actually working on something right now for a English band called To the Wolves,
Hmm.
and I've done something for an English like pop rock group called My Favorite Runner Up. I've actually done a couple things with them.
Okay,
Um, I've actually been kind of the premier designer for Seascape Clothing,
okay.
which is kind of cool because they're doing some pretty good things over there. Um, I mean, trying to think of any. I've actually, I think I've kind of done more work out of state than I actually have in state,
Really?
which I mean, that's kind of cool too. I mean, anywhere. I've done some stuff from some guys in Minnesota. Did something for Dismember the Fallen, which is a pretty good band from Michigan, which
Okay.
actually, if I can do a little name drop, I would just check them out. They're one
Yeah,
of my
definitely.
favorite clients that I've worked for, music-wise. Um, but yeah, I mean, nothing. Oh, I guess my big thing, I kind of got my start with Alive and Well from Milwaukee.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah, they were, I think, one of my first clients under the name 590. So, I mean, that was a pretty good start, I'd say. So,
What do you mean under the name 590? Have you had a
um,
clothing company before or design company
well,
before?
last year, like beginning of last year, I was doing work under the name Art by Pulse,
Okay.
but I mean that was like nothing compared to what I'm doing now.
Hmm.
I mean even my skills back then were really nothing special.
Yeah.
'Cause like back then I worked with, that's how I knew the guys in Alive and Well. I worked with Tyler and Ryan for the record. Um, I mean, and I've kind of just done stuff here and there, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say this is really my first, making a business or a company out of it.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely. Definitely. Is there anyone else that you've designed for? MySpace, shirt designs, anything?
um, well, I did the album artwork for Chasing Taylor's upcoming album,
Okay.
In Disguise, which I don't know. I know they're having some issues with getting that out, but that turned out pretty well. Hopefully, that'll get released soon. That way you can check it out.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, I mean, otherwise I've just, here and there I've done logos. I've done nothing big, I guess, for anyone else.
Okay. So Jordan, do you typically conceptualize the idea, or do the clients normally?
Um, I don't know. It's about half and half, I'd say.
Okay.
I mean, like there's some that, like, I forgot to mention them, but I just worked on the album cover for Project Moon.
Okay.
And he actually like came straight to me with an idea. Like he knew exactly in his head what he wanted to see. I mean, sometimes for that we kind of like worked on that together.
Okay.
Where like I would do things and then he would edit it a bit and then tell me if I needed or saw something I need changed, then I would work on it. Um, I mean, like most of the time people come to me with ideas.
And
I
say,
mean, there's
can you
been,
do this? And then,
yeah,
all right.
like they've got something set, in their head exactly what they're looking to see. That they don't have the materials or the ability to bring it to life.
Okay.
Um, I mean, and then sometimes there's just times where, they're for a logo, they say, here's our band name, listen to our music, go, run with it,
Yeah, run with it.
and
Okay.
just give me like complete, creative freedom with it. Which I mean sometimes can definitely be a hassle.
Yeah,
Which I
I
mean,
I understand.
'cause sometimes I'm I feel like I'm doing what I want to see more
Mhm.
than what they want, which I don't know. It gets kind of difficult in that aspect, I guess.
Well, I mean, if they're happy, then they're happy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, moving along. What kind of programs do you use when you design?
Um, I'd say as far as more for like the graphics, I use usually Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
Um, I mean, for like coding and everything, most like when I make a website, I primarily use Notepad, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
Um, like if I've got a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been doing it for how many years now that I just, remember most codes.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise I'll just do a quick Google, like how can I fix blah, blah, blah for like the style sheet. Or I mean, a lot of times, like I started off pretty much by referencing other templates.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I won't lie, I'll do that to this day for like, as far as like style sheets, some like, I'll get like a completely plain template and then like just customize it to whatever it needs to be.
Okay.
And I do that all in Notepad, which I don't know, I've just found that easier. It's pretty clean. So,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You often combine your like skills in Photoshop and Illustrator with your like coding skills.
um, I mean, I guess not really, I guess. I mean, haven't really done that much web stuff.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I did, the 590 website and Dismember the Fallen's website, but I think that might be about it that I've really done.
Okay. All right. So when you're working on a piece or a project or whatever, how long does it typically take you from start to finish?
Um, I mean, it really depends on what it is. I mean, there's some logos that, if I work hard enough, I can just get them done in a matter of 30 minutes. I mean, like I'm not gonna say like some projects like that I'll work like straight through on. I mean, like shirts and websites and stuff like that. Obviously, they're gonna take a little bit longer.
Mm,
Uh, I mean, like I'll work on it, do whatever, and then come back to it maybe an hour or two later, a day or two later, kind of sleep on it, see if anything pops in. Um, but I mean, yeah, usually the longest I think I've ever taken on something was maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks.
okay.
So I mean, definitely nothing too bad.
So you have a really decent turnaround time on everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I do tend to take on multiple projects at a time.
Okay.
Um, and like I'll do a little on each as I go.
Okay.
I mean, like if it's in MySpace, usually I'll just finish that all up as like in Photoshop. Usually the color palette's usually the same, so I try to stick to one job for that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, usually it's pretty quick. That's I mean one of the things that I guess I pride myself on. The ability to get things out pretty quick, so
That's
people aren't waiting around.
that's definitely a good thing. Um, Speaking of your amazing qualities in 590 design, what project that have you done that you're most proud of?
Um, I don't know. Maybe I mean that I wish I mean they asked me not to show anyone, but I really wish I could show that Chasing Taylor artwork. I mean that would definitely be one of my favorites that I've worked on.
Okay.
Um, Trying to think. I did a logo for a Minnesota band, I'm sorry, a Winter in Exile,
Okay.
a week or two ago, which is definitely one of my heavier logos that I've done. And I mean, I showed them. I've got a MySpace that I've done for them that we should be launching pretty soon. They're going through a whole name change, and that's their new name. So,
Okay.
I mean, I really got to wait on them to release it. But I mean, that's going to be pretty cool when that comes out. Um, and the website that I did for Dismember the Fallen was definitely one of my favorite projects as well. It's just as far as how it turned out. Um, I mean, I guess there's nothing huge. I don't know.
Are you? I'm trying to think of the question I was going to ask here. Um, are most of the ones you're most proud of more recent?
Um, yeah, I mean, definitely in the past month.
Definitely in the past month. All right.
Yeah, like I think just like anything probably from March on is like I think that my work is just like elevated quality wise.
Okay.
Like that I've just gotten better and I mean I'm really anything I put out I usually don't put out things that I'm not satisfied with.
Yeah.
Um, I mean I usually if coming from me as if I'm going to put my name on it that I'm the one who did it. I don't want some paint looking stuff,
Yeah.
you know, like low quality, but
All
yeah.
right. All right. So Jordan, lastly, what would you do if you weren't doing graphic design?
I don't know if we're okay to use profanity here, but I'd probably just be sitting on my ass right now. I don't know. I mean, it is pretty much my only job right now, my only income.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I've been, looking for other jobs and everything, but this is really looking like the only, right now at least, like stable thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, I'd probably honestly be doing nothing. Maybe I'd be working at McDonald's. I don't know.
I could see it.
Definitely.
I could see you working at McDonald's.
I mean, I've got, the all red already, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd like to thank you, Jordan, for from 590 Design for doing this interview with me. Do you have any other comments you'd like to throw out there?
Well, actually today I just got, I designed a shirt for 590 Design, and I actually just got them. They arrived today, and if you go on the page, on the Facebook page, there's actually a tab on the left called Store,
Okay.
where if you're interested at all, you can buy one. I mean, right now they're only 15 bucks shipped, which